Man, call APP, tell them break. So now that I got the car lifted up, I'm gonna go ahead and get this tire right here off. And I'm going to adjust the camber kit to where the rotor is basically bubbled as close as I can get it in the center, which is gonna be a shady 0, but close enough for us to get an idea. And then I will get the wheel on and then grab the fender and then see where we stand. This is not gonna take tremendously long, but it could be tremendously horrible. So let's see. Just chalking up the deuces when you see me round. I'm gonna use this level to kind of tell me if it's cambered in or out. And it is cambered in by this level, so I want to get it to where the bubble centers up at least there. So we'll go ahead and loosen these bolts and pull it out until we get that. For shits and giggles, although I'm pretty sure 6 is gonna be too much, and it is. So we are stuck at 5. So let's loosen these up just a tad. Don't loosen them up too much to where it's sloppy. Just loosen it up to where you can kind of tap it and get it to adjust. That way it doesn't slide too far out of place. And we will be replacing these skunk tubes for some different arms. I'm gonna leave that until we actually get them, and then I will tell you all what they are. Now let's see where this is. Still need to come out. Shake it up a little bit. It is moving, and that's what we got. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this back up. Now I'm gonna do a little tappy tap right here, and then we'll go ahead and get the wheel on and then bring up the fender, see how that looks. All right, now you can see from here. Now that's another thing. I took my measurement guessing off of the USDM fenders, which I don't think curve out as much as the JDM fenders. So I didn't know that. I didn't think about that. So that might mess around and put me in a situation, because I think the USDM fenders don't flare out that much naturally. Although I had them pulled some, so it probably flared out a little bit, but you can look and see right there, that's not, I mean, we still got that much space. So when we put the fender on, we're mostly concerned about where this portion of the wheel falls. This can fall slightly inside the fender, but we want the wheel to kind of be flush at minimum and poke at maximum just a little bit. So if I put the other fender on and like we can still see this, I'm so happy with that. So let's drop the car down, see where the wheel falls when we drop it on the ground. That'll tell us more, because usually, yeah, when you drop down, they tint in some. When you raise up, they tilt out some. So that might push us in a little further. So we might be in a situation where, oh, but don't forget, I left room in there to add spacers. So we'll measure that out too if it tucks in too much. So let's get to it. When we dropped the car down, honestly, we got a little bit more than I thought we were gonna get. This is really promising looking. This is promising looking. I'm thinking like that might actually end up being flush. If not flush, I mean, I don't know. I'm just not gonna even say shit. I'm gonna get this fender. Now the bad thing about the front fender is this portion right here is gonna be hard to fit because it's not cut yet, because we'll end up cutting some of this. So we're gonna kind of have to get 2 hands on there, hold it in place as much as possible around this area, this top portion area, and see what we got. Here is the driver's side wide body fender. As you can see, we got about that much, so we'll see where it ends up. So I'm gonna get this unwrapped, at least unwrap it to the point where I can wrap it back up. See where they pulled it from. So, what do you need me to do? You're gonna be my second hands to kind of hold this in place. Now the bad thing is, the car's not cut just yet, so All right, the problem is some of this fender literally has to be cut for us to see where this is gonna fall. So I might literally have to cut a section out. I mean, I'm gonna have to cut it out anyway to let this, let me get it, let go, to let this back portion fall in there, because it kind of acts, which is another good thing about this kit. It acts as like a mud flap or rain guard and gives you a little bit of fender look in there. So when people look from the front, it covers up what you had to cut, where some kits don't put that on there. And if you look from the front, like there was like, I think there's, I forgot what the name of the kit is, but a lot of people buy it for like the BRZ and FRS. They don't have this. So if you look from the front end, you can see all the shit that was cut. Only if you look from the side, you don't see it, but Fenders thought about that, which is an awesome thing. But as far as test fitting, it means I'm gonna have to cut a line. So I need to get this off here and make a small cut, but a cut that's not gonna be too drastic. So we're gonna go ahead and do that so we can test fit this shit. I looked and saw the cut is probably gonna need to start about right here, and I'm gonna go a little higher on this, and it could go down more, but I don't think so. I need just enough for the wide body to attach to down here. So I'm gonna come up here, cut right here, come on up, and then cut over. I don't think there's much of anything behind here, and I'm gonna leave the rest of this to be cut later when we actually start, when we get the hardware in and actually start fitting to get these wheels to fit, and see how much of this we're actually gonna have to cut to get those to lay down zero. So let's hope I don't fuck shit up, because this is a JDM fender, and if I fuck it up, it's not that easy right now in today's market to find another OEM JDM fender. So likely I will go ahead and, damn, I'll have to bite the bullet and do carbon fenders. It's not funny, but I would be pissed. But let's go. My first wide body cut. Ooh, shit, here goes something. Oh shit, it's cut. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you cut your car. Ooh, that's gaping ugly. That is gaping ugly. Good thing that wide body's gonna cover it up. Now let's see if I actually got the cut good enough to get the fender to sit on there. And let's go for it. So the cut's not gonna come all the way up because I still have to cut the fender more, but we're flat and flush enough to get an idea about this wheel and take some measurements. Listen, sometimes I think you can get it with math. I think this shit came out good. If I want a spacer, I could put it in there, but I don't think I need a spacer. All the way up ride height, this is where we sitting. Look at that. Just look. Look at that fitment. That is flush all the way up. So you already know, look at that. That is flush. That is what you call hollow flush with just a little bit of poke right there. So now what I want to do is drop the car down some just to get an idea. Not too much though, just to get an idea. So what I'll probably do is put it in manual mode, drop it down, and see where it comes with it as it drops. But that is actually looking pretty damn good. Like, I don't think we even need a spacer. Look at that. I mean, that is nice. So when we drop it, it should tuck in. I'm about to use manual mode and drop the front down a little bit. So let's sure and check that we're not gonna run into fender just yet. Nope. All right, so let's just go a little bit more. Check that out. We got a little bit more space. I want to get as close as I can without bottoming out on the fender. About there. Almost. Almost. There it is. One more. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to cut this whole entire car and start getting this whole entire kit on here. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Hella flush on the wide body. When we bottom and zero out, we're gonna be tucking inside of this. So we'll camber in just a little bit. So that way, when we're all the way zero, we won't run into any of this. But we are gonna be so good. Oh my gosh, I love the way that looks. Look at that tire sticking outside that fender. Look at that hella flush at ride height. Like we'll probably be riding at that height. Like that is beautiful. So needless to say, we don't need any spacers. I did enough math and research. You really need to check out that video about wheel fitment that I did, because I show you a lot of tools that I use to help me end up in a good spot here. It could have been off a little bit, but even if it was off a little bit, we probably would have been able to correct with a 10 millimeter, 15 millimeter spacer at best. And I'm totally excited about this shit, man. I'm totally excited. Like making that one little cut was like, and once it's done, it's like, yo, shit fits covered up. Like, you don't see that ugly cut. You just see wide body Veris choker chilling. So listen, that's it. That's what today was about. And we're good. So all of this comes off. We still have to wait about a week for the custom hardware. Fam MPC, you know that's the fam. You know that's who I'm fucking with. Nothing else. Not shading on anybody else's shit. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. 100 proof hardware all the way on this build. That's what we're doing. So with that being said, I'm excited. I'm about to get all this stuff off, get this wide body wrapped back up, put back up in the boxes, and coating the front carbon chin for protection and a little bit more shine. And we're good. Like, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So listen, y'all, thank you for staying with me during this journey. It's going to be a long one. As you can see, we're doing a lot of stuff, and we're going to have a lot of stuff even to do after we get this kit fitted. There's a lot of things we got to do. Like, all of that's coming out. So subscribe, like, follow, set all the notifications. Be on the Instagram for the Performance Talk Podcast live Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. And also for the This or That episodes where we talk about and debate a lot of things. And for extra additional information, what's going on with the build. So just build it. Peace.